In our last few videos, we got our Thorn and Company website up and running with a bit of our own personalization. It's still a bit light on content, however. Our About page looks particularly empty. It'd be nice if we can add some information about Thorn and Company on this page. Let's start by going to our about.html file. Inside of the block content, underneath the About page H2 heading, let's add a new paragraph tag. I still have the search results open for a background image, so I will just go back to the standard search page and select the first option here, which is the Lord of the Rings wiki page on Thorin and Company. The first paragraph about the background information looks great, so I will copy that in order to paste it within my MTP tags. Unfortunately, the text isn't automatically wrapping, so I will highlight the entire paragraph, including the opening and closing tags, in order to format it. There are several ways to format the text, but for now, I will just right-click and select Format Selection. After saving the file, I will reload the live preview page, and now we have a short paragraph of About information. What we also want to do, though, is add in information about each member of the company: Thorin, Fili, Kili, and so on and so forth. To do that, we will use some of the Bootstrap classes. I will type .row.featurette and then press Tab. This is another quick shortcut that allows us to easily create classes. I will do the same thing and create .col-md-7. Then add an H3 header which reads Thorin Oakenshield, followed by an empty paragraph tag. Let's go back to the Lord of the Rings wiki page, scroll down to Members, and then click on the link for Thorin. From his biography, I'm going to take the first paragraph here all the way down until the link for the footnote at the end. Just copy that and then paste it between the MTP tags. Again, it isn't wrapping the text here, so I will highlight the paragraph, right-click, and select Format Selection. Save the file, then go back and reload the live preview. I now have this lovely bit of information about Thorin in a column occupying 7 spaces of our Bootstrap grid. The reason I've left some space on the side is so that we can include an image of Thorin to complement his biography. Back on the wiki fan site, towards the bottom of this page, there's an image gallery. You can choose any of these photos, then just click to enlarge it, and you'll find a link to See Full-Size Image. If you notice in the URL path, the image file is .jpg, but there's a bunch of extra stuff after that we might not need. I'm going to just copy until the file type of JPG and ignore the rest. After copying that URL, underneath the first column, I will type .col-md-5 to occupy the remaining 5 spaces of our 12-space grid, since 12 minus our existing 7 equals 5. Inside of this column, I will type img and hit the Tab key to generate an empty image element. Since I'm not referencing an internal file from my own repository, I don't need to include the URL for function. I can simply paste the full image path that I copied from the wiki site. Images should always contain an alt attribute, but for now, I will leave that blank and come back to it later. Let's save the file and see how it looks on our live preview. Okay, so the image is quite large and causes the page to have some overflow X, meaning I can scroll to the right. Don't worry about that for now, we will fix that in a few minutes. I want to add one more section, but this time it will be for Fili and Kili. They will be separated from Thorin, so outside of his existing div, let's type .row.featurette and press the Tab key again. This time, however, I want to swap the text for the image, so that the image will be on the left and the text is on the right. We'll start with .col-md-5 and create the image tag within that new column. Let's go back to the wiki page and hit the back button until we can see all members again. Click on either Fili or Kili, they should lead to the same page. There's a nice photo of them here at the top. So again, click on the photo, click See Full-Size Image, and then just copy the image path until the .jpg file type. Paste that link into the image source without the need to include URL for. Outside of that image column, we'll create the column for their biography text, .col -md -7. The H3 header will read Philly and Killy. Underneath the header, add an empty paragraph tag, and for the text, let's go back and grab the first paragraph from their biography section on the wiki site. Highlight that entire paragraph, copy the text, and then paste it inside the empty p tags. Once again, let's highlight the paragraph element, right-click, and select Format Selection. It's coming together quite well, so save the file and let's check it out on the preview page again. We still have the overflow X problem from our previous image, but now our new image is spilling into the next column on top of the text. What we really need is for the images to just fill only the full width of the column that they sit inside of, without spilling outside. To solve this, let's create a new CSS file. Within the CSS directory, right-click to create a new file and call it style.css. Inside of this new CSS file, I want to target all image tags that are children of the colMD5 class. We're doing this so that it doesn't end up targeting other images, such as our background image at the top of the page, for example. The only property that we need to add here is width of 100%. That will make sure it fits the content nicely without overspilling. All I need to do now is go back into the base template and load this style sheet. Copy the last link tag and paste below it, since our own custom styles must always be loaded last. It's in the same directory, so all I need to change is the file name to style.css. I've also just realized that my link tags are missing the type attribute of text/CSS, so let me just add those to each of my 3 link elements. This is necessary for browsers to properly identify what type of link element is being rendered, but it's no longer required for script tags, so I won't add those. After saving everything, go back to the live preview in the browser and reload the page. Since we've changed CSS, I will hard reload the page to ignore any possible caching issues. For me, that's Ctrl-Shift-R in order to hard reload within my particular browser. Perfect. The images sit nicely in their own columns now and fill the amount of content that they're supposed to fill without causing any overflow. We've now added in some basic data into the templates for our Thorne & Company website. In our next video, we are going to have a look at how to pass data from a Python view into the template.